Who are you? Stop right there. Go ahead and stop right there.
This Idaho state officer is pointing his flashlight at 70-year-old Alan Bruce. He has no idea that the man he just ran into was in the middle of dumping human body parts in a nearby river after murdering, dismembering, and meticulously covering up the crime scene.
That's why you don't bathe in rivers.
What are you doing?
Got a bookkeeping problem going on down here, and I just wanted to make sure you weren't that guys.
All right, so you're just trying to keep an eye on stuff then?
Yeah, excuse me for if I got you excited.
All right.
After Alan walks away, it would take investigators days to discover exactly what he dumped in the river, leading them through a twisted maze of misleading clues and disturbing discoveries,
if the cops catch you like
what
that.
might be the worst crime these small-town officers will ever uncover.
Oh, it stinks bad.
Chat, do you think it's worse to be a cop in a small town or a cop in like a big city?
There is no body found. He was reduced down to nothing.
It's a routine late spring in central Idaho. Tucked deep within its mountains sits the remote town of Chalice, a place surrounded on all sides by rugged terrain and long stretches of wilderness. And at the center of it all runs the Salmon River, better known as the River of No Return. The small town of Chalice is home to fewer than 1,000 residents.
What? 900 people? Chat. This is like less than some schools, dude.
Crime rates here are remarkably low, and serious violent homicides are unheard of. But that's about to change, because a heinous crime happened somewhere in this town, and what's left of it now is in the Salmon River, waiting to be found.
That's like nothing.
The investigation begins on an early Saturday afternoon, less than a year ago, when an elderly woman walks into the local police station to report someone missing.
When he's upset, I'm just surprised he hasn't been back to city. That's why I'm concerned.
Yeah. Do you know what he was wearing last when he left?
Pair of boots, blue jeans, and
this looks like a really cozy, nice office.
Baseball cap, and he's got a little pug rider that is with him everywhere.
Who is Patrick to you?
Just one of my dear kids that I've taken under my wing.
Okay, so not biological.
No.
Okay.
There's a picture.
Yeah, picture. Okay.
Dude, I hope
Does this picture resemble what he looks like right now?
His beard is a little fuller, and his hair is in better shape than that.
The man in those photos is 47-year-old Patrick Shelton. His adoptive mother, Helen, goes on to explain that Patrick spends most of his time up in the mountains, cutting and selling firewood, often late at night. He's got a chainsaw, usually at least one weapon on him, and his dog Ryder is always by his side.
Oh, what a
In most missing person cases, it takes days before investigators get a solid lead to work with. But in the town of Chalice, that process is about to be cut short.
Yeah, I thought it was an ad
You mentioned something about when you talked about him going to Alan Bruce's. It seemed like you said something to where they had some conflict recently. They have.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why he went there?
He was supposed to go move his motorhomes, and when he got out there, Alan had moved them with the bulldozer.
Okay.
Not good. Probably screwed up the transmissions, and I don't know.
The name Helen mentions immediately rings a bell because officers know exactly who she's talking about. 70-year-old Alan Bruce is a local resident with a rural property just out of town, working odd jobs including welding and mechanical work. But that's not what people in Chalice know him for, because Alan has a different reputation, built on constant disputes and ongoing conflicts with other locals. Just earlier in the year, he was reported for allegedly throwing gas bombs and setting a woman's property on fire. So based on Helen's statement, officers prepare to head out and speak with Alan, see if he can point them in the right direction. At this point, officers aren't too surprised that Alan's name came up, and don't expect anything serious. In reality, something already happened between Alan and Patrick just a night ago that ended very
Is that an M4?
While officers are on their way to question him, Alan is still in...
That's why I'm like low-key scared, because I feel like in cities, It's more like, I'm not saying that like it is the case, but it's more like the casual murders and like, you know, more like robberies or whatever, versus like in a remote town with not a lot of people. Like that's where like the real psychos live, like, you know, like that's where the real evil people exist. Out in nowhere where like they don't get bothered and nobody will suspect them or whatever. Nobody can hear anything.
In the middle of covering things up, in just a few seconds,
I don't know how to describe it, Rafa. I don't know how to
property.
Hey,
express
Alan.
it.
How's it going?
No, I didn't mean it like that, but like, you know, like
one thing after another. Hey, I was just coming to chat with you. We had a report that no one knows where Pat
at
is right
70
now.
years old, dude. Like,
okay. And I
you
just
should have
wanted to touch
other
bases
hobbies
with
than
you,
fucking
'cause I
murdering
know
people,
he was
right?
you got the stuff off your property, but he was going to come by to pick it up, right?
Yeah,
Did you ever see him on that?
I did.
Oh, okay.
They came by here. He was unhappy, very unhappy.
Okay, but just it was just all kind of verbal argument or something, or he's just okay. And he went and got his stuff then, or
Well, he still has some stuff here. He said he wanted to go cut some wood. He needs some money. So he's probably out somewhere out there. Maybe broke down, and I don't know.
I'm just
Big
trying to create a
cities? You think big
timeline
cities are
so
worse
I
to
know
be
who
caught?
last saw him. So when was that he showed up here?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago?
3 nights ago.
Let's see,
Can't
what is
remember.
Thursday night? Okay.
In the middle of the conversation, the deputy notices something off about Alan's demeanor. His responses are short, controlled, almost rehearsed. But as the deputy continues asking questions, things start to feel even more strange.
what?
And then did he hang around here long, or did he just go right over?
Back and forth.
Back and forth? Coming back onto the property?
Yeah.
Does he still have stuff here then?
He does.
Oh,
They
okay.
get it all out.
Oh, okay.
Like that shed, that wooden shed is his.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
The tires in it. And you can see there's a pickup rack just over that board.
Oh, just the steel there
Yeah, the
poking
steel-
up?
steel
Oh,
that's
okay.
his.
Okay. So he...
Wooden rack over there on the back of the trackers, like that.
Okay,
Tires.
just kind of bunch of crap laying around.
Right.
Okay. So he got some of it though?
Yeah.
Do you know where he was taking it to?
Taking down his motorhome.
Damn.
Oh, where are his motorhomes?
Right here, you walk over
For
there.
sure. Dude, I know.
Oh,
I'm
there.
so worried.
There's his Ram Charger and another one's in front.
The motorhome Alan is pointing to does indeed belong to Patrick, but more importantly, it holds items that might explain what really happened to him. Alan goes on to explain that he moved Patrick's motorhomes himself because of the ongoing disputes and problems between the two, which sounds normal considering they're frequent business partners. But as the conversation continues, the deputy takes note of Alan's shifting body language and quietly requests another officer to the scene. There's a noticeable tension in
What
the way
are
Alan
those
carries
shoes? Are those the
himself.
sandals?
This is because while he's speaking to the deputy, his sole focus is on the barrels sitting just a few feet away,
Oh, shit.
with Patrick's dismembered body parts hidden inside.
No way they're still in there, dude.
He's riding along with
Oh my god, you got a cowboy
I
hat
was just on a phone
on!
call for a minute, so I didn't want to.
What, guys? Where is Idaho?
So did he stay here last night or?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. And he didn't tell you where he was going
Dude,
to
I
get
bet he
more?
has some dirty ass feet, this guy.
Thursday night he left here, not last night.
Okay. You know, does he have any favorite spots so we can just go
He's got a
check
spot
for
up
him?
there at Bay Horse, pretty close to the top. You go up there before you get to the rest area, the potties. You see where it takes off and goes down the hill and crosses the creek.
Uh-huh.
Way back up in there is a favorite wood cutting spot for him.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that the only one you know about?
It's the only one he took me to.
Oh, okay. You may be the last person that saw him because he would have then gone up there that night potentially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Notably, Alan's demeanor shifts once again. With a second officer on scene, he becomes more composed and careful with how he answers questions. Despite this noticeable shift, Alan provides deputies with something useful, a location where Patrick might be. The place he mentions is a remote area about 20 miles out, near the so-called River of No Return. Naturally, it's somewhere
that's so
deputies need to
ominous,
check,
bro.
but before
Who wants
heading
to
out
live
there,
next to
they
a
decide to
River
take
of
a
No
quick look around
Return?
the motorhome Alan pointed to earlier. A small decision that will give police something useful to work with later on.
Dude, this just reminds me of Elena War, dude. Going around to the crime scenes, trying to find evidence and shit.
doors are
Turns out
ratchet
you missed half
strapped
of it, though. Now the entire investigation is fucked.
Are these your footprints?
No.
And take a photo of those.
Yeah, that one looks open. That looks... I think it
Yo,
looks
where's the
cut.
footprint?
If that is a deadbolt, but that's an additional.
I'm assuming Alan had to access it to put it in neutral. Technically, you could be looking at unlawful entry.
True.
Clearly, the locks have been tampered with, consistent with Alan's explanation that he moved the motorhome himself. It's a small detail, but one that could give officers grounds to detain him later on, depending on how this unfolds. But without a warrant, officers can't search inside the motorhome, so they step back, leave the scene, and head towards Big Hill, where Patrick might be. At this stage, there is still no confirmed crime. Alan has been forthcoming, and nothing directly points to anything serious just yet. But by the end of this night, police will have more than one suspect on their hands, and what might be the worst crime this town will
So
ever
he
see.
hadn't gotten rid of the body parts yet?
It's important to note that cases like these can affect the mental health of both the officers and the innocent people involved, and stressful situations in everyone's life
What
can
happened to
often
the
have
dog
this
though? I
effect.
hope he did
At
not
a point
touch
where
the
trying to
dog.
move on wasn't
That's just
working,
a
and
little
I didn't
pug,
really have
you
anyone I
know?
could talk to without
dog.
feeling like I was a burden or worrying about how they'd react or what they'd think. And that's
No,
when I
no, they
realized
saw that
having
it's been
someone
broken
completely
into.
outside your life who can give you a clear, unbiased
saw that.
perspective actually makes a huge difference. That's why I've partnered with today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
What is it you're
Starting therapy
watching?
can feel like a huge step, but BetterHelp
Cop-
actually makes it really simple. You
Cop
take a
runs
short
into
quiz, get
secret
matched with a
killer
licensed
dumping
therapist,
body
and if it's
parts
not the
in
right fit,
river.
you can switch anytime at no extra cost, which I think is huge
Yep.
because finding the right therapist makes all the difference. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. Over 6 million people have used BetterHelp, earning
Guys,
it
I
a
can't
4.8 out of 5
skip.
rating
It's
on the
a
App
bad
Store.
manners to
Click the
skip
link in
the
the
ads
description
on
or
somebody
go to
else's video that I'm just watching.
BetterHelp.com/DrInsanity to get 10% off your first month.
At least
With
at
that
least we
said,
can what we can do
let's
is
get back
watch
to the
his
video.
ad.
Roughly 2 hours later, deputies arrive at Big
Ow.
Hill where Patrick was known to frequent
not.
for cutting
I
firewood.
think it is. I
On the
think it
ground, deputies notice tire marks and begin following
I don't mind
them.
watching like
And
a
as they
30-second
continue along
ad,
the trail, they
know?
spot something in the distance. A red pickup truck matching the description
Ow.
of Patrick's vehicle with a damaged windshield.
His windshield.
Yeah, I think that's normal. I believe so. Hey, Pat! Pat!
Look at the scenery though.
Pat, it's Custer County Sheriff's Office!
Beautiful scenery.
Dog's in the seat.
Oh my god.
Alive?
What was the dog's name?
Ryder.
Ryder, buddy.
Oh my god. Ryder?
It awake?
No, I saw him moving.
Dog's been in here a while.
No.
He's messed himself. Oh, he's moving.
Oh my god.
It's definitely
Oh
a he,
my
by the way.
god.
Hi, baby.
Thank god, Ryder. Oh my,
We're gonna get you some water, okay?
what a cutie. Oh, he's so sad.
Miraculously,
Oh my-
Patrick's dog Ryder is still alive after 2 full days, but he's severely dehydrated. As deputies pull Ryder from the vehicle and give him water, they notice something else. Patrick's chainsaw is missing from the truck, suggesting he might still be somewhere nearby. And while they discuss their next steps, Ryder suddenly begins reacting to something in the air. Dogs like Ryder have a sense of smell up to 100,000
I thought
times
that
more
they had
powerful than
problem
humans,
breathing.
comparable even to trained police canine units.
Wait, what?
Without realizing it, officers have stumbled onto their strongest lead yet.
No
and
way.
Ryder might guide them directly towards the answer they're looking for.
Poor buddy.
What's up?
Listen to that.
No.
So that makes me think he could be down lower if he would, because his chainsaw's not here.
Yeah.
He always has
Wanna
his
go down for a
chainsaw.
walk?
I'm thinking so.
I'll go with you. I kind of want to walk down
Dude,
there.
the
and see if
right,
there's
what a
anything that still
cute
points
dog,
that
dude.
way.
Right. Let's walk him.
I'm a Wingo said ugly dog. I actually banned that fucking guy. I'm not trying to hear it. Dude, I like big dogs the most, but
gotta give
so
me a break.
cute dogs like this one, something about it.
We can't go down that. That is a completely down. There is no angle to that. I'm arguing with a dog.
As luck would have it, the dog picks up a scent, but can't pinpoint a specific location.
How do we even know that?
Is
Maybe
something officers haven't
wanna stretch
realized
his
yet,
legs.
because there is no single place where Patrick might be. He's already been dead for 2 nights, dismembered with his own chainsaw, and scattered across the very mountains deputies are now searching. Some of his remains are already floating down the river of no return, just 20 miles from where they're standing. None of this is
Stop the
apparent to
video,
deputies
please. I'm
yet,
watching
so they
an
decide
ad.
to take a closer look at Patrick's pickup truck for any additional.
Okay. I think I would be a big fan of cats if I wasn't so allergic to them. I do think they're pretty cute. But I just... Yeah. Yeah.
Clues. What they notice inside is very sketchy.
Goldfish.
Dark red staining across the interior.
Yeah, but I'm
heavily
really
soaked
allergic
towels
to
on the driver's
cats. Like,
seat,
cats is
items
pretty bad.
marked with blood, and a
It was fine
discarded
when I was
mail
at
letter
Paul's,
with the
but
name Ellen Bruce on
we'll
it.
see.
Something violent happened here, and the more deputies think
You're-
about it,
wait, really?
the
How
more
does that go?
obvious what happened to Patrick becomes. So before the evening ends, they secure the scene and return to town, where they talk to other acquaintances of Patrick who collectively make one thing crystal clear. Alan
Dude,
had
this
an
looks like
ongoing
a
feud with
freaking
Patrick.
shithole,
He
I'm not
recently
gonna lie.
moved
I'm
his
sorry.
motorhome using heavy equipment and damaged it in the process. And he's the only person anyone can think of who might want to hurt Patrick. With that in mind,
I feel like-
investigators formally
are they just
identify
surrounded
Alan
by
Bruce as the
mountains?
primary suspect in Patrick
Where
Shelton's
is the
disappearance.
nearest
But the reality
like,
and
city?
discoveries awaiting investigators
Oh
in
my
the coming
God.
hours are anything but straightforward, as they'll soon find themselves investigating more than one suspect. For the time being, though, search warrants are requested for both properties, and Idaho State Police are called in, bringing in a team of experienced detectives. However, as the multi-agency effort is underway, someone in town is simultaneously running their own homicide cover-up operation. As night falls, Alan moves quietly, continuing to dump body parts and evidence in the river, and burning anything that could tie him to what he's done. At the same time, police's search and rescue units are mobilized, preparing to comb through the surrounding terrain for any sign of Patrick. Around midnight,
Uh-oh.
Deputy Mike is sent to patrol near Patrick's truck, monitoring the area in case anything changes. A few hours into his shift, something does.
Fake cat allergy? No. I'm real allergic to all fur animals.
Who are you? Stop right there.
That's why
Just
my
go ahead and
hand
stop
looks
right
like
there.
this and shit, dude. That's why I got my eczema is flaring up
So
because
what
of
are you coming out here
allergies.
for?
Hay fever.
That guy there, Patrick Shelton, that's his stuff. I kind of looking after a little bit.
Okay.
Car down here, and I come down here to investigate, see if someone's ripping him off.
Okay.
I didn't know it was you guys.
Okay. Well, I turned my lights on, and you still were shining your light at me.
Yeah, you had your lights on me. I couldn't see where I was going.
I have
Okay,
no
I'm saying
idea.
I turned my red and blue lights on.
A naked
Yeah,
And
cat
you were still spotlighting.
I'm allergic
and
to,
then I
like, the
told you- I instructed
dandruff.
you to turn it off.
of the animal.
I don't like lights in my eyes about as much as you don't. You know, you had yours and mine, so I guess we're even.
No, it's not even.
Wait.
Okay, so what do you doing?
Bay
You're
Harbor
just
Butcher,
keeping an
low
eye
key. Dumping it in the ocean, the river.
on- Okay.
Got a little fever problem going on down here, and I just want to make sure you weren't that guys.
You having a little what problem?
Thieving.
What?
Thievery.
Thievery. Okay.
Talk to Ethan Kelly about that. He'll tell you.
Okay. All right. So you're just trying to keep an eye on stuff then.
Yeah, make sure nobody's ripping shit off down here.
Okay.
Oh, nice night.
Excuse me for if I got you excited.
All right. 270, 240. We can calm down. I'm code 4.
Out here, in complete darkness, Alan Bruce suddenly appears. Nothing about this encounter adds up, because at this point, Alan isn't just the last person to see Patrick alive. He's been in a dispute with him, moved his motorhome after he disappeared, and now he's out here in the middle of the night claiming he's checking on Patrick's property and protecting it from theft. In reality, he came here to finish what he started, to destroy evidence he didn't have time to deal with earlier.
But why
when
would he
deputies
walk towards
interrupted
the
him.
cops? Low
Worse
key,
yet,
like.
just minutes ago, he was at the River of No Return a couple miles away, disposing of what was left of Patrick. Deputy Mike doesn't know any of this yet, but this creepy encounter makes it clear that Alan knows
That is
something police
actually
don't.
creepy, dude.
Unfortunately for him, this is where things begin to crumble, because coming back here tonight is the mistake that's about to collapse his entire cover-up operation.
I mean, for being 70, I don't know his health. I don't know anything about him. But if you're very active throughout your life and like the rights and everything,
the encounter with Alan to
you can still be
accelerate the
pretty
approval
strong
of
at
search
70.
warrants. With everything they've seen so far, it's clear Alan knows something they don't, and they need to find out what that is. To do that, they put a plan in motion. First, get Alan off the property, search it, and if any hard evidence is found, bring him back and confront him with it. So while detectives get the search warrants approved,
I mean, he seems to
one
be a
deputy is sent
shitty
to
liar
Alan's property
anyway,
with
so.
a simple objective. Get Alan into the car and keep him away from the property to avoid destruction of any evidence. Alan, on the other hand,
Thank you,
believes
fish
he's
guy.
already taken care of all the
I
incriminating
appreciate it.
evidence and that there's nothing left to find. When Deputy Kelly arrives at the lot, Alan has no clue how quickly his entire cover-up plot will come crashing down on him.
Hey, Alan. How's it going?
what the hell is that?
Hopefully your day's a little better than when I last ran into you. You said everything was, well, your truck's still broken down, I guess, so maybe that's not the case. Doing all right? You can just hop in the front there.
Sure hope he turns up. He's got unfinished business.
Yeah, he's still got stuff on your property too to get off too. Huh?
He looks skinny, but
So I mean,
could
y'all
be
were getting along
on just
for a while
muscles.
there, but then what happened there even? He just started accusing you of stuff, or?
Yeah. And there was nothing I could say to convince him that it wasn't.
Well, I appreciate you being available to just chat with them a bit more. They're the professionals. They've got questions I probably didn't ask you.
Okay.
Even as the deputy tries to subtly probe for more
Maybe.
information, nothing useful comes out of it, and Alan sticks to his story. Interestingly, though, Alan appears noticeably more relaxed, likely because he's confident that there's no way police can tie him to a crime.
Tommy?
Roughly 30 minutes
Think of the
later, deputies and detectives arrive at the property. While Alan waits
Very much.
inside his car, the discovery of the evidence he failed to cover up starts with Patrick's motorhome.
True, he seems like the type to lay booby
Sheriff's
traps.
office. Make yourself known.
That's a mess, dude. Oh my god, that's a mess.
What this is. Got a gun case?
Gun case, no gun.
Patrick's empty gun box is consistent with earlier statements that he always keeps a firearm with him. The problem is, that gun is nowhere to be found in the motorhome, and it was never found in his pickup truck the previous day. With Patrick's motorhome cleared, officers move over to Alan's property. Alan owns multiple structures and vehicles on the lot, and after clearing a few of them, deputies find no obvious signs of a crime. It seems like Alan's cover-up operation is successful so far, but that begins to change as deputies notice something unusual lingering across parts of the property.
Already did. Cool. Something stinks.
Oh, it stinks bad.
Just kind of pull that one down.
So we're just gonna hold on this trailer till we can get keys. If he won't give us keys, then we'll go from there. But we need to hold
Break the
on
window.
this until we get that.
It's
Do
probably
you-
in that freshly moved.
Do we want to call out the cadaver dog?
Let's go ahead and do it while we're here. We've got it cleared. It might be the best way to get something to hold him.
As the search continues, deputies can smell an odor of burnt meat across parts of the lot, but no clear source.
Oh.
After checking around the structures again and searching the open areas, they can't find anything. So, to pinpoint the source, deputies call in a cadaver dog trained to detect human remains. And a few minutes later, police canine Spy arrives on scene. After running the dog across the property, Spy begins alerting to the presence of something inside a set of barrels.
I'm rolling.
Oh no.
Cleaned out.
Is that blood?
Okay, so it starts looking, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Oda. Thank you for playing today, man.
In a burned box.
Ah.
Latex gloves, windows.
Mm-hmm. And doggy treats.
I'm gonna get a backed up picture.
Inside the barrel, officers begin to uncover what Alan tried to hide. Broken window glass of a car consistent with a bullet impact, latex gloves, and traces of blood on the filter of a vacuum cleaner. After searching other barrels, officers find night vision binoculars, Patrick's baseball cap marked with blood, and most concerning of all, bone fragments and suspected human remains on multiple pieces of clothing. Additional items are recovered as well, including ammunition and magazines, but no firearms, suggesting the weapons may have been moved or hidden somewhere else. Among the findings, detectives note the missing firearms, the lack of any intact remains, and the speed at which the scene appears to have been cleaned, something particularly peculiar, leading them to consider that Alan may not have acted alone. After these discoveries, Alan's property is officially treated as a crime scene. The area is secured and forensic examiners are called in to process the evidence. Detectives now have the hard evidence they need to confront Alan, but while they prepare to do so, an unexpected development happens when Alan's younger brother Larry suddenly shows up at the scene.
You should have thrown everything into the river.
Police received an oddly timed phone call from him, claiming that if anything happened to Patrick, it was his own fault. Not only that, Larry made additional statements about Patrick that led detectives to question whether they might be dealing with a second suspect.
Yeah, well, he's been stealing shit of my brothers, and Pat, he said Pat's threatened him and waved a big-ass gun at him.
Yeah, we're in this guy's ear.
Said that he's a straight-up thief. Shelton's an opportunist. He's going to take advantage of anything that he can, you know, if he thinks he can get away with it.
Okay, so he was kind of concerned Patrick might do something stupid.
I mean, they're trying their best, you know?
Kill him, you know?
Right.
On the call, Larry made it clear that Patrick was the aggressor and the one who had been threatening
Maybe not the best
Alan,
angle, but
leading
it worked.
investigators to suspect he might know more than what he shared on the phone. So naturally, their suspicions rise when he arrives at the search warrant scene unannounced. Once detectives begin speaking with him, Larry seems confident he can prove that Patrick was the problem.
Howdy. How's it going?
Howdy.
I'm Alan's brother.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Tuttle with the State Police. So obviously, your brother got himself in a lot of trouble.
That's what it sounds like.
It's starting to rain. You want to go in the trailer? We can go sit in the trailer where we're not getting rained on. You said that Shelton, is that the guy's name?
Patrick Shelton, yeah.
Okay. And he was threatening your brother, right?
Right.
And so is that something your brother told you, or do you have other knowledge of that?
That's something my brother told me. My brother said, hey, he pulled a pistol and waved it in my face and threatened me. And
how long ago did your brother tell you that? About a week?
That was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
If somebody was waving a gun at me, I'd probably be, wanting to have something to defend myself too,
Right.
But, my brother had been asking Shelton to move for months.
Okay.
And Shelton was like, well, f*** you, basically. So my brother took the little road grader, the little dozer, and pulled his stuff and put it out here on the other side of the fence.
Stuff. Is this something your brother told you, or is it something you saw?
You gotta lock your door,
as far
bro.
as moving the stuff, yeah, I came by the day that he was moving stuff on the way home. What I'd done though, when my brother had moved the stuff just to try to get the pressure off of my brother, I texted Shelton and I told him, hey, I moved your crap off of my brother's lot. So then he texted me back when he got to town going, I got a beef with you. I mean, Shelton's a drunk and a dope fiend. Okay, so
So right here.
And your brother just cut somebody to pieces and threw them in the river. I mean,
off Alan's lot. That was May 3rd.
Okay.
say whatever you want about
Because
that.
I'm broke down, trying to get a ride.
Then you said, never mind, I moved it for you. Give Alan back whatever you took it his.
Yeah, he goes, who is this? Alan's brought the beef to me anyway. I don't have any of his. Well, Alan kept showing me pictures of stuff that was missing, you know, where it was and missing, and Patrick was like one of the only people in here. So, RT, I have a beef with you too.
Okay.
Let's put, bring your beef. We know who you are, drug addicts. Just remember with all of us. And I'd taken pictures from the sheriff's office parking lot thinking that, well, maybe he'd think I'm a sheriff and maybe he'd pack his, you know, or leave Alan alone and get the fuck out of town, you know? So I put, with all of us, you'll lose. Best thing for you to do is pack up and leave Custer County and don't come back.
Alan's brother goes on to pull up additional messages between him and Patrick. The messages he shares show the feud escalating over time, primarily over Patrick refusing to move his property off the land and accusations that he'd been stealing from Alan. As detectives read through them, it becomes clear that Alan's brother wasn't just aware of the conflict, he was involved in it at some point. This only adds to investigators' suspicions, so instead of continuing to circle around it, the detective says exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, it's...
And no sign of Shelton, though, huh? Find a body or anything? Or
There's signs of Shelton, just not living signs of Shelton. One of the things I'm trying to wrap my head around is... I'm like, how did he do that by himself? He's not a very big guy. Like, how would he move things around without somebody helping him? Like, if he... Let's just say that if he shot Shelton and took him somewhere and dumped his body, who would he call to help him?
I have no fucking clue. I mean, he wouldn't call me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Does he have good friends?
He would have called his brother.
I don't know what he's capable of, you know? I mean...
Right.
I don't know anybody that would help him move something, you know, help him commit a crime, you know? I mean, my wife would shoot me if I helped him, you know?
How long you been married?
Since 2016.
Yeah, she'd murder you.
9 years. Last night, she's like going, well, this and that, you know, and what if it was Alan? What if he comes and kills us in our sleep, you know? I was like, you know, because, I mean, she was watching that Criminal Minds for a long time, you know, after she retired from the DA, you know. It's like,
what is DA?
You know, serial killers,
Detective.
you know.
Tell her back to Custer County. You know, don't worry about serial killers. When it's all said and done, everybody will know everything.
You can pick your friends.
District Attorney.
You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
On that interesting remark, Larry shifts from defending his brother to no longer being certain, and begins to see things the way investigators do. With nothing else to add, police wrap up the interview with Larry, still uncertain of his involvement. Now they can finally turn their attention back to Alan, who's still sitting in the car, completely unaware of what's just been uncovered on his lot. At this point, investigators have enough to place Alan under arrest and pursue homicide charges. The problem is, they don't have a body, and they don't have a confession, both of which are critical in building a solid case,
like he would
especially
crack
when it
pretty
comes to proving
easily.
exactly what happened.
I feel like
and
that wouldn't
how.
be an issue.
But with the evidence discovered on his property, this is their best chance to confront Alan directly and push for a confession. The stakes are extremely high. If Alan plays his cards right, a skilled defense attorney can create just enough reasonable doubt to get him out of this scot-free.
You know?
Hitting on other spots.
He's probably gonna be like, I guess I'll take 20 years in prison. I'm gonna die soon anyways. Like,
the only thing that dog is trained to hit on is dead humans. You know, there was only 2 people here that night, you and him. Right? There's nobody else that I can
you know what? No.
Can't find him.
Sorry.
If you didn't do it and somebody else did, can you point me in the right direction?
I can't do that. I don't know anybody else is out here.
No, that's like I said, I don't either.
Even after hearing this, Alan continues his denial. But this is exactly why investigators brought him back to the property. It's a part of a strategy known as crime scene exposure. Experienced detectives use this technique to confront suspects with something directly tied to the crime, like the scene itself or key pieces of evidence. This creates psychological pressure, making it harder to maintain a lie.
Yeah, I
and
think he's
often
gonna fold that
triggering
he's a shit liar.
reactions or slips in their story. So investigators take Alan out of the car and bring him back to the center of the lot, back to the very place where everything likely happened, to see if he will finally break.
Well, we want to be able to tell the prosecutor you helped us every which way you could.
Did he though?
I can conduct my case and go to prison for the rest of my life. What?
I don't know. I can't tell you what the prosecutor.
I gotta go to the jury trial now.
You don't have to go through nothing right now. Yeah. So the way it works here is he doesn't feel like we should let you stay free, right? So we're still going to continue to investigate this case with your help or without your help. We're still going to dig through.
True.
I mean, there's still some things that like concern me, like, and I don't know if you were asking about like who drove the truck up in the mountains.
Nobody drove it. I towed it up there.
Oh, you towed it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. With which vehicle?
My dog.
Okay.
The tow barn towed it up here.
Oh, okay. What'd you do with the dog?
Left it in the truck.
So now he's admitting to things.
Like they're not just in the truck. Maybe maybe more.
Yeah.
At least he left the dog and didn't kill the dog, dude.
I didn't want to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. So
Just, I mean, we're
He's
in
gonna
a
kill
rock
poor
and a hard
dog.
place right now, right? It's where we've been all day. It's where we're going to continue to be until we can completely wrap this up and figure out what the hell actually happened.
Well, before you take it, yeah, I'd like to lock on myself.
Okay. Well,
yeah, we're not going to leave this unsecured.
Yeah, we won't leave it like that,
I mean,
man.
we'll
lock it all up and bring you the keys.
Close the gate, whatever. No,
Yeah.
I didn't call. I'm in trouble.
Well, that's part of it, but you also destroyed some evidence.
Oh, what do you mean? I didn't destroy
I've never
anything.
been in that situation.
Alan. Dude, come on. Did you burn a body? Come on.
Yeah, I did.
And you didn't tell anybody. So, like, look at it from our point of view. You know, we
Yeah,
gotta
I did.
do the right thing for Patrick's family. You know what I mean? We got to try to find that body. You know, we got to do the right thing for his family.
There is no body found. He was reduced down to nothing. Nothing.
Did you chop him up?
No, I threw him in a burn barrel with a bunch of wood underneath him. And, yeah, I chopped him up.
Like,
I took a chainsaw to him.
Okay, where's the chainsaw?
It's gone. It's
Oh
gone.
my god.
Did you throw it in the river?
I got rid of it. Believe me, I burned it.
You burnt the chainsaw?
Yeah.
Is it in the barrel? And I've never chainsawed a body.
Dude,
I think
it
that would be
wigs in
like blood and skin and
snooze.
gristle and stuff. You know.
Yeah, it was ugly.
And so, like, where's that at? Like, how did you clean that up?
Took a shovel and rake, ripped up everything I could, walked it down with a hose, and put Clorox
Just
on
like that confession, I told you he would break easily.
And the chainsaw's where?
Shoot the burn barrel and burned it last day.
Alan finally cracks, admitting that he shot Patrick, dismembered him, and burned the body before disposing of the remains. With a confession now on record, investigators turn their attention to a critical question. Did Alan act alone, or is there something even darker he's still hiding? But before detectives can press further, Alan makes a surprising claim.
He came up with that pistol, was gonna do me.
And we're not arguing. We're not arguing that point. We're just trying to figure out.
How does his knees bend
what
like
you did with the
that?
body, how you did it, and where it's at. If there's
I
anything
don't know.
left.
Pause. I can't
much.
pause, Bob.
Did you have any help with it?
It's been 9 hours of streaming. It's 2 a.m., dude. I gotta finish this video.
Do you see our point? I mean, what we're trying to do at all, Alan?
I tried to hide it and get away with it.
Yeah. And like I said, we're just trying to, get some closure for his family and present the picture so that everybody understands why you did what you did.
You
Dude.
better pull the trigger. Mother, things come up with the gun.
Yeah.
At that point,
Right.
it was me or him, but
Despite Alan's claims that he killed Patrick in self-defense, it hardly explains the brutality and concealment that followed.
The fact that
Following
he
this,
chopped him up
Alan
with a
is arrested
chainsaw?
and charged with first-degree murder, along with multiple additional charges. Later that day, dive teams and officers are sent to the river area where Alan claimed he dumped the remains. But despite extensive search efforts, nothing of evidentiary value is recovered. In the days that follow, police obtain a warrant to search Alan's phone, where they find the most critical evidence in the case.
Text
On
messages?
Alan's phone, detectives find a hostile exchange from May 7th where Patrick texts Alan, "You will be seeing me soon. Make your peace." And Alan responds, "Never be at my place after dark or else."
Dude,
but it's
what
in the
the
camera
fuck?
roll where they find what they had been unable to locate for days. A photo of Patrick, dead inside the cab of his truck with his silver pistol next to him. The photo was taken at 6:25 a.m. on
Why would he
May
take a
8th. When asked
photo?
about it, Alan claims he took the photo as proof, in case he ever needed it.
For what?
A couple months later, in July 2025, police receive a call from fishermen reporting a burn barrel floating in a different area of the Salmon River. Officers and divers recover the barrel and transport it for forensic examination, but no human remains or items linked to Patrick are found inside, likely because everything had already been destroyed or lost in the River of No Return. As for the missing firearms, investigators later uncover both the rifle and Patrick's silver pistol at the residence of an associate of Alan. The man claims Alan brought the weapons to him, asking him to sell them. And with no evidence tying his associates or his brother to the homicide or the cover-up, investigators determined that Alan acted alone. In October 2025, Alan's initial charges were reduced to second-degree murder and destruction of evidence.
Guys, what's the highest degree murder you can get? Like level
After
10?
Alan entered an Alford plea, meaning he maintains his innocence while acknowledging that prosecutors have enough evidence to convict him.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Wait, first degree is the worst one? How is this not first degree murder? Bro shot him, chopped him onto pieces, flamed him in the fire, and then threw him in a river. No evidence of a body. Oh. Because Patrick threatened him. Oh, maybe.
In November 2025, a judge denies Alan's last-minute attempt to
55.
withdraw the plea and sentences him to 20 years in prison.
I told
He
you
must
20
serve
years.
at least 10 years before becoming eligible for parole, meaning he will get a chance to walk free in his 80s. But given the severity of the crime, there is a very real possibility he never leaves prison at all.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't, bro. What the hell?